Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of The Second Caution, brought to you by the Associated Wrestling Press. I'll be your host today, Eric Olenowski, ESPN, NCAA, and Big Ten Network wrestling analyst. And our guest today is the silver medalist in the 2011 World Championships, Franklin Gomez. Franklin, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Not only were you a world silver medalist, but you were a 2009 NCAA champion for the Michigan State Spartans. So before we get started, I want to just ask you one quick question. The latest world rankings came out. You're ranked 13th. Do you pay attention to those rankings, or?
I didn't know I was 13th until you told me.
Really?
Yeah, I actually the way I find out about rankings is people telling me, but I don't really like pay attention much because I know when I was wrestling in Michigan State and I know the potential that I had, and some people were ranked above me for I don't know when I was a freshman or whatever, and I knew in my mind and in my heart in everything that I do that I could be up there with the top guys. So I don't really worry about that at all.
Okay.
It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't nothing. I just don't think about that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Ranking's just a number, most people say, but I just think it would be cool to be ranked in the world. That's pretty awesome.
I mean, yeah, it always it is pretty good, you know. But even if I was number one, it's still I would be like, okay, well, cool, I'm number one. But yesterday I wasn't, so it's like it can change, you know.
Oh yeah. So let's get started. Let's find a little bit out about yourself. Where are you currently training right now? Because you're not at Michigan State anymore, correct?
Yeah, I'm not. I am training uh, at Penn State with the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Is a Olympic club. The Kel and the other coaches have there, and it's been really good training there, man. It's like you get so much talent in that room, and with the open mind that the coaches have there, it just is the best environment I could ever wish to be in.
Okay, so why Penn State? What was your decision? I'm sure you had other opportunities and other locations that you could have went and trained. Why did you choose Penn State?
I was looking for a place that I could just train just freestyle, and most of the other schools that contacted me after I graduated, they were focusing on me being like an assistant coach and me wrestling folk style. And to be honest, I don't even like folk style that much. I just only did folk style because they paid for my education and that was part of the process. So when I heard about the club at Penn State, it was just like a dream, you know, like I can wrestle freestyle. I don't have to worry about folk style so much, you know, and that's kind of what attracted me the most, you know, the fact that I can just do freestyle and don't worry about folk style much. We help the guys too sometimes, but it's not like we are forced to do or anything like that. We just voluntarily like express our gratitude and once in a while we work with the guys, but it's not like we have to do that.
Okay, and speaking of the guys, you're talking about those Penn State guys, and two guys that Penn State has redshirting this year, Nico Magaludis and Zane Rutherford. You are you currently training with them? Is that part of your regiment for working out?
Well, yeah, sometimes I train with them. We practice at 1:30. The freestyle guys practice at 1:30, and then the college guys practice at 3. But sometimes those guys come and practice with us, and obviously they have to go through a clearing process and all that stuff. But yeah, we get to I get to practice with those guys, and they're just like they just train hard, man. That's the best way to describe it. I mean, this these people are thinking about wrestling a lot. So when I go with them, it's not only like I'm helping them, but they also make me better. So and
That's
Zane, he cut trees on the weekends, man. This guy, this guy has a form that is pretty big. I mean, he cuts trees. He's really strong, very strong dude. You know, and Megaludis is just like he's like a very flexible guy.
So they're getting better in their redshirt season. You mentioned earlier that you said other schools contacted you for assistant coaching positions. Just curious, what were some other locations that you could have had an opportunity to train?
Missouri was one of them. Um, Also, um, the Olympic Training Center as well. And there was, I think, Oklahoma State. I was really considering Oklahoma State, but for some reason, the communication didn't go that well. I mean, I was supposed to call call the coach one day, and he never responded. I called him the other day, and I was like, well, I guess I must not be that important, you know. So I just move on. I didn't thought much of it, and I mean, I'm a man of faith. I just started praying for God to open the doors, and sooner or later, I just got a call. Within 2 weeks, I got a call from Kel, and he asked me if I was interested in coming and in training with them. And they just had a they just opened that club not too long ago when they called me. So it was kind of like, do I try to go with the school that already has some people training freestyle for a long time, like Oklahoma State, or they had a history on it, or Penn State, who didn't have much history on freestyle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of like a step of faith for me too as well. But I just like the environment and the people there. The coaches just open minded, so I just took it, man.
So that's just an atmosphere that it seems contagious. Everyone loves wrestling. Everyone, you mentioned it. Everything is just about wrestling. So how could you not love training there? When my next question for you, you said that you used folk style as a way to further your education. Were you able, when you got to Penn State, to further your education even more than past what you already do or what you already received your degree in Michigan State?
Yeah. I was able to continue and do my master's in business administration, and that's one of the things I'm grateful to, because we were negotiating for me to come over to Penn State, that was one of the things I just kind of asked. I was just like, hey, but anyways, this by any chance that you like you guys pay for masters? Because I always wanted to do that, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll help you out. We'll help you out. And I recognize that's not always the case. I don't do that for everyone. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity that they offer me. And ultimately, I try to apply to go to the Penn State School of Business, but I didn't meet one requirement, which was that I needed to have 4 years of work experience in order to go to the school. And plus, with my schedule traveling overseas and all that, I talked to a counselor. And in the end, I ended up doing it through Walden University. It's like an online school, and it was just better. I just took my computer, did all my homework, and that was it. So I'm really grateful for that as well. So it was like a package of education and also wrestling as well. So
That's a great fit. Now, the nightmare for every wrestler is when competition ends. So, first off, how long do you plan on competing for?
man, I ask that question myself sometimes. But I like wrestling so much, and the way we train at Penn State, and we even get Wednesday off. I didn't believe in getting any days off. Only Sundays. That was the lowest day. Get that day off. But I would like getting Wednesday off and Saturday off. That was kind of like, hey man, my enemy's training in the other side. He's like, that type of like thinking. But just the way we train there is just so different, man. And it's healthy for my body. And I think I'm gonna wrestle until this Olympic, and after that, I'm gonna reconsider everything. But I would love to continue a little longer if I can.
And so, any plans on, we'll say, if you do stop wrestling after that, would it be a coaching position? Would it be moving forward with your career of what you got your degrees in? What are your thoughts?
Man, you're asking me hard questions, man.
These are the ones that people want to know.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
want to know the Franklin Gomez outside the wrestling room.
you're like, what is your purpose in life? That type of question. But for now, I'm planning on somehow using business, integrate business with wrestling and coaching aspect. I don't know about me. I don't know if I'm gonna be coaching like as a college level. I always thought about if I'm gonna coach is reach out to the lower, inner city, lower class people who like the ghetto, people who didn't have like the same opportunities as I did. I come from like from a low income family, and if it wasn't for wrestling, and the values that my mom instilled in me, I there's no way I would have made it, So in the same way, I want to hopefully eventually like give back to those who don't have any opportunity because here in Pennsylvania, this just you see wrestling everywhere. When I was growing up, when the first time I saw wrestling, I saw two guys like going hard. I was like, what the heck is that? I didn't have any idea. So so I want to like reach out to the people who don't have any opportunity at all somehow. So I don't know how's that gonna play. So that's just like the general idea.
Okay, and you said, um, so for those who don't know the background story from Franklin Gomez, you came from Puerto Rico, you went to New Jersey, then to Brandon, Florida, then to Michigan State, and now to Penn State. So that's just a little background information on you. You wrestle internationally for Puerto Rico. What is it like training in America and wrestling for another country? Are they comfortable with that? Do you have to go back to Puerto Rico at all, or what? How does that work?
Well, at first, when I graduated from Michigan State, I thought that was gonna be an issue. I'm here in the U.S. and I need to be in the U.S. because that's why I left Puerto Rico because there's no wrestling there. I needed to be in a system like such as the U.S. where it has wrestling all around you. So um, that was a big question at first, but then again, being at Penn State, it was like they didn't really care what country represented as long as I was there to work hard and be a good example to the college kids. So I mean that changes everything, man. It's it's crazy work with people who are open minded like that. So, but I also go back to Puerto Rico and work with my coach as well, maybe twice or three times a year as well. So I also train there, go visit my family as well. So I take advantage of both places as well.
Okay, and we're running out of time here, so I want to get to one last thing. I know that you are having the opportunity to work with Wrestling Addicts to bring out some wrestling apparel. Can you speak a little bit on that? When the release date is, what you're working on? Just
Release day, I'm not sure, but I know it's coming soon sometime. Hopefully, it should be out by the end of this month or the next month. But it's just I figure that I wanted to make some shirts and just uniform or clothes for wrestlers who wants to follow me or who wants to get some gear from me. Uh, and I wanted to do something different than all. I don't like the idea of me being like, oh, I'm a world champion, NCAA champion, because that's what everyone does most of the time. I wanted to represent something more than wrestling, and that's what it's gonna be saying, more than wrestling, and it's just a teacher and some shorts to train. So that's the idea. The designings are pretty cool, so you're gonna have to wait to see it, but it's gonna be through Wrestling Addicts.
okay, awesome. And if you have some shots that you want to send me over, and maybe I can put them on this so people have something to look forward to, just a little teaser or something like that, we could do that. But that's been it. Is there where can people follow you on social media? Do you have a Facebook, Instagram, anything like that?
I'm kind of like a caveman, man. I don't have a Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff. I do have Facebook. I don't log in as often, but I'm gonna try to be more proactive in that. So Facebook is a good way to reach me.
Okay,
To,
and is it just Franklin Gomez?
yeah, just simple Franklin Gomez here.
Okay. Well, for everybody here at the Associated Wrestling Press, that's been it for episode number 5 of The Second Caution. He's been Franklin Gomez. I've been Eric Kolonowski. Franklin, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I appreciate the time here too as well, Eric. Take care, buddy.
You as well.